So this one right here is by A Drive. We've watched a lot of their content. Really awesome YouTube content creator. It looks like the game is leaking FUECOCO EVO and more for Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. Let's get into it.
Really happening. I know we've been in a leak season for the last like 6 months, but someone has a copy of Pokemon Violet and they're posting real images, including FUECOCO's evolution, right now. Let's dive in.
A lot of us have been wanting to see FUECOCO's EVO.
Cerebi has updated that there's new Pokemon Scarlet and Violet information tomorrow on November 8th at 9 EST. So tune into the channel for that because we'll cover that. We got a lot of leaks to talk about though. Alright, so we've got a lot to talk about in this video. The first thing we're going to talk about is those leaked screenshots that surfaced on the internet last night. There's an account called President Pokemon X that has been posting screenshots. They clearly have the game. This is legit. There's no shenanigans about this. And then at the end of the video, I'm going to talk about
the account was deleted.
I'm not sure.
It says the account was deleted after they posted the leaks
today on this video. I also want to say that I'm covering this for the purposes of news and reporting, and I'm not the original source of any of this information. And I also want to say that we're going to be doing things like kind of blurring, using fan arts, things like that. I'll put sources in the description that are not my sources if you guys want to do your own research. But I'm going to try to not show like direct screenshots from leaked in-game footage, just so my channel doesn't get affected, right? Because it's always a sketchy area at this time of year as a Pokemon creator, where if I post certain things, like Nintendo ninjas can come and they'll say, oh, you can't post that, whatever. So it gets a little tricky, so just kind of bear with me. So we're going to edit it up nice and neat. So the first thing we got here is a post that shows the map. Very cool stuff. You got kind of the trainer in their room. And then you've got Smoliv's evolution, which we believe to be called Doliv. So I'll be real, this thing looks like it could just be related to Hisui and Lilligant. I'm actually surprised that this is its own Pokemon in itself, but it's kind of what I expected out of this, right? It has a very much like a kind of looks like type of feel, very much like a Hisui and Lilligant kind of feel. It's got the little olives on its head. And again, I'm going to be verbally describing these things, and we're going to put blurry kind of fan-made art on the screen, which, by the way, shout-outs to Ryan Cortez Draws. I'm going to use some of his art in the video, and I'll put him in the description as well.
Ryan Cortez.
There's our Olive, Doliv there, and it does have a third evolution that we have not seen yet, but apparently this trainer was utilizing that. And then the big one, of course, FUECOCO's evolution. We do indeed have the middle stage of FUECOCO, and it does align with the links, right? So a couple things about it. My first take, I actually don't hate it. A lot of people don't like it, but I think it's important, and I'll talk about it in a little bit before, to not make first assumptions based on these leaks. And I have to catch myself doing that. And again, I'll explain why here shortly when we get to another Pokemon that
the final Evos are the ones that matter.
The idea behind FUECOCO is it gets a little bit kind of bulkier, an awkward middle stage evolution like, and it basically has a sombrero of fire on its head with an egg sitting in the middle. And again, this lines very much so with the leaks that says it has an egg on its head, and then an egg is going to hatch in its final evolution. So I don't personally hate it.
Interesting.
And again, I just think it's important to kind of hold off on any sort of, you know, huge decisions on whether you like something or dislike something, because you could see it in a different perspective and it might change your perspective. So we got a screenshot of some of the food items. I'm not going to go too detailed about that. We do have a screenshot of the trainer using a muck to face.
Good luck, everybody. We do have a happening in chat. Trade Tier C. It is a normal type Pokemon, and its total base stats are 220. Recommended Pokeball if you're trying to catch it. Good luck.
Off again, detailed about that. We do have a screenshot of the trainer using a muck to face off against a new Tauros form. We believe that this Tauros is a fighting type Tauros. It's basically all black. It looks very similar to regular Tauros, but it's all black, has white eyes. Looks pretty cool. It looks very similar to regular Tauros, though, outside of the fact that it's all black, unless I'm simply missing something. But again, we know that Tauros is going to have multiple forms in this game. 3 different regional forms, apparently, that are spread out throughout the Paldea.
That's pretty crazy. They have 3 different regional forms for it.
Regular city and some conversations going on. And again, I mentioned Doliv already, another screenshot of Doliv. They then provide proof of them holding the game in their hands, and it's a Spanish copy of the game, if I'm not mistaken, which is very fitting for the fact that Paldea is located based on Spain and Portugal, the Iberian Peninsula. So that was kind of a fun little thing that some people noted, that it's funny that the person who is doing the leaking is, you know, they're actually from that region, which is pretty cool. So then, now we got some story spoiler-ish type of stuff, and you know, I'm gonna warn you guys on this because story spoilers are a little different. It's like introductory scene story spoilers, right? And here's
spoilers coming up, guys.
So I don't think it's that big of a deal, but basically we see the
mute the channel if you don't want to hear it
on the beach, and maybe that's how we kind of encounter them in the first place, is them being washed up on the beach. That seems to be the case. So it looks really cool. The color looks a little different than what we see in game. So I'm curious how that plays out, how that's going to work, but very interesting nonetheless. And then we've got some other stuff here. We got some more food stuff, big focus. Apparently these different foods give boosts in raid battles and all sorts of stuff. But again, that's not something I'm going to hyper focus on. There's a screenshot of 2 Vivian in what seems to be maybe a Pokemon Center or some sort of a building. And then there's a very tiny blurry Pokemon very far in the background. A lot of people are speculating that's either a Grafaiai pre-evolution, which we think is a thing, or Grafaiai pre-evolution. Really hard to see. Again, I wouldn't take too much stock in it. It's legitimately like a blurry Pokemon in the background, but I think it is a new Pokemon. It's just we can't really see much going on with that. And then we see some shots of them kind of on their character, the Miraidon, and they do give us another shot of the FUECOCO, so we can kind of see the FUECOCO's evolution. We can kind of see it a little bit better, a different perspective. It does basically have a little sombrero on its head with an egg. So I like it so far. Like, I'm not hating. I'm still Team FUECOCO. I'm still excited about it. I can't complain. We get a screenshot of their team, their in-game team. And there's 2 Pokemon on this that are kind of, we don't know. There's Flamigo, which is a very cool name. It's a flamingo and amigo, like a friend flamingo, which looks like a flamingo. I mean, it doesn't really look any different. And then Tarantula, which is a 8-legged spider, which they should be, but you know.
Sounds like Govantula, but it's called Tarantula.
It's a tarantula with like a ball of yarn on its back. And I'll tell you, this is what I was talking about. I saw Tarantula and I was immediately disappointed. I was like, really, this is what we're getting? I know we get like 3 bug lines in this game, and that's what they're gonna give me, Tarantula. But after seeing the fan-made art from Ryan Cortez, I actually like Tarantula. So I think it's actually really cool. So again, I'll have all this stuff in the description. But seeing it in like a fan-made art, seeing it outside of like a sprite in a menu, I actually think it's kind of cool. So take that how you will. So again, I just recommend we wait until we make our super hardcore assumptions about anything. I feel like every year I remind myself of this and I forget it. But like so many times I cover leaks, a ton of stuff leaks, and I look at
I love watching their stuff, Probation.
I'm like, but when you see it in game, you see it animated, it's a different
story. We watched some Austin J.
So, some other screenshots about story and stuff that I can't read because I don't speak Spanish, and then another screenshot of them wanting to shout out Folagor, who's a very popular YouTuber as well. So this account is still standing.
Account has been deleted.
The floodgates are open, and it is very.
So whoever leaked it deleted their Twitter account.
Right? Like this is just the
whoever leaked the photos deleted their Twitter account. It seems.
See a lot of stuff coming over the next few days. Now, I told you guys there was a text leak that came out. Now, I don't know if this is legit. It's a paste bin. It says without DLC. It covers what was shown last night. It very well could be fake. So I'm gonna just say that this is probably fake. But I'm going to talk about it anyway because, again, I don't know for sure. And it does cover the things that were leaked last night. So it starts off with Sprigatito. It goes into Gatrixie and Caliquin, which is Grass and Dark. Again, these
Grass Dark type?
I'll kind of talk through it. FUECOCO into Crocolore, which is the name of the evolution that we saw in the game. Into Lulligator, which we know that there's a theme for music and it's a fire ghost. So Lulligator could fit. Then you've got Quaxley, Coiffeur, and Quaxcellence, which is a kind of
Grass Dark, Fire Ghost, and Water Fighting.
Banquet, which I think would be amazing.
Sounds like are going to be the starter's final Evo typings.
Then Tarantula, which we know is the pre-evolution, into a Rackbead. So that could be kind of cool, a Rackbead. I'm down to see that. Swabbletross into Captrell, which is electric and flying, which we did believe that there was going to be an electric and flying Stork. And then Flamigo, which is flying and fighting, which maybe doesn't look it, but it is. Palmy into Nerzumi into Marmazon, which is electric and fighting in its final stage, which is something that a lot of people have speculated. And then you've got the little mice Pokemon, Mini Mice into Maximice. So some
Mini
of these
Mice.
things
So there is
like
two. There's two forms of the mice.
Like,
it sounds like
they could be legit. You got Wooper into Toxalotl, which is kind of sick. I actually think that would be really cool if they had Toxalotl.
Two different forms, Mini Mice and Maximice, like Plusle and Minun.
Grass normal. And then this is apparently the top of the bug Pokemon, Locustice into Swarmata. So Bug Dark, still no Bug Dragons. I would be very happy about that. Then you've got Cloth. Then you've got Vakeroot and Constumble, which is supposed to be like the Tumbleweed Grass Ghost Pokemon. Then you've got the different Tauros forms. Tauros, fighting water, fighting fire. So the one that's leaked so far, we believe to be pure fighting. Then you've got Fido into Barkery, like a bakery. That's
Bakery?
Some of these I feel like they're too good to be true. Then the Fairy Steel Hammer Pokemon. Martilil Hamanina, and Malarina, like a mallet. So, again, great names. Then we've got Scorville and Capascorch. So,
Capascorch, huh?
One thing that's interesting is there was a fan-made game called Pokemon Xenoverse that had a fan-made Pokemon called Skullville. Well, I know they're called Scoville units, like the measurement of heat, but Scorville, like Scorch.
Oh, a fire grass type
for the fire grass
Scorville
Pokemon, and we know it's like a Kappa.
That's interesting
like
typing, huh?
When it evolves, so maybe that's a thing. Lampoli and Bellyboat.
So like rock would hit, and rock and ground would hit normal damage on that, right?
But we're not sure if that's actually what it's called. This says it's Water Fairy. Then you've got Burinella, which is apparently the Steel type worm. Girafarig and Farigiraf, Dunsparce and Abundance. That's a great. These are great names. Like if this is fake, that's fine, but these are great names. Simnite, Armarouge, Saraledge, Cyclizar. Then you got Paraglider, which is the little parakeet kind of thing. Then you've got Salaroom.
Yeah, we've needed some fire grass typing. That's cool that you're bringing that.
Mineral into Scarvoyant, which we knew that there was gonna be like a psychic bug apparently, and that makes sense there. Ostrich and Abstrut, so that's the Cleopatra ostrich Pokemon. Maluza, which is water psychic. Dolfino and Dolfather. Now that one, you know, like Nino, like kid and father, Dolfather. That feels that feels pretty bad. We'll see. Huffus and Barkness. I don't know about that one either. Aberrant, that's the dark dog. Aberrant. Then you got Grievard and Zombark. Zombark is great. I'll take Zombark. Mousespray and Grafii. I can see Mousespray being real. Toadskool and Toadscruel. This might be legit, dude. This feels legit. Grass and Ground for Toadskool and Toadscruel, which is apparently the kind of convergent evolution of Tentacool. Then you got
okay.
and Flortalizer. That might be the rock poison thing. Walittle and Sea Titan. Walittle might be the best one. Gimmighoul, Atharum, Mankey Primeape, and Gorilla. Like
Mankey Primeape, Gulo. Oh,
Holupunk and
yo, they confirmed it. They confirmed that Ghost Primate
and La Gourmet.
The one that might be like Ghost Fighting, Ghost Psychic.
Stuff. Then you've got Bisharp apparently getting an evolution, which I thought was scrapped, but which may take away some of the
Bisharp evolution.
Bisharp and Samuroyale.
They thought it was scrapped. It might not be. Let's go.
Credisil, Croyvern, and Paleoliz. And then the 4 legendaries are Folaris, Flamerus, Solaris, and Frozeris. I don't know. Then the Paradox forms, and these names are really, really like bonkers, but I almost feel like there's a chance. Again, I'm not gonna say this is legit yet, but Korai Donphan, Bigly Ruff, Mysteryvis, Salanthropy, Stalagnaton, like stalagmites, Unga Bungus instead of Amoongus.
Unga Bungus.
Volcryptid.
Hey Hacksaw, good to see you, bud.
Donphan.
Thanks for coming to hang out.
It sounds so crazy that I feel like it could be real. Garolia, Halberd, Mechanitar, Cockatrice, which is, I guess, Hydreigon, Harasage, and Gamarona, Koraidon, and Miraidon. That's your list. What do you guys think about it? Let me know in the comment section below. That was a lot to cover today, and I think there's probably
that was a whole lot to cover.
So I'm gonna approach things in this video format where we really blur things out, use fan art, that kind of stuff. So again, big shout outs to Ryan Cortez for the great fan art, allowing us to make this kind of video. But if you don't want leaks, man, stay vigilant because they're gonna be out there, and I'll be covering them on the channel because that's
it sounds like lots of leaks are coming out in the next couple weeks before the game comes out.
Check out TeamShiny.com. Use code SCALLET to save some money. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.
Dude, I love that. Love that. I really like seeing the FUECOCO Evo, the mid Evo. I thought that was interesting about the egg though. The egg being a part of its evolution. The game's gonna come out in 1 week and 4 days. I know, isn't that super hype? I'm so stoked for that. Can't wait. Thanks for watching that with me, guys.